Try it again. Let me try it again. Let me check that audio, man. Hey, how we sounding? How we sounding? If we too loud, we too loud. Let me know if we too loud, man. That audio sounded good. That audio sounded good, man. Like I said, man, I'm a technical person, man. I be liking things that sound real good and real smooth for you guys. Man, let's put some of this back on, man. So then we was rocking out to, man. Like, y'all feeling? I like that. You know what I'm saying? One of my boys just said, one of them cold hitters. You know, bring that back in. Bring that back in. Yeah. Bring that back in. That's what Lord. We'll get some of this Madden. A little bit of gameplay tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna, you'll see a lot. You feel me? Of me been on the Revedoacha page. You know, of course I do got my personal page. I mean, I got the Kenneth Globe, I am Kenneth Globe page, and then I got the Globe SK1, my gaming page. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to clean the stream up. You know what I'm saying? I have to start, operating in a different page. So I really, kind of just going through my Revedoacha page. Clean up my algorithm a little bit better. My algorithm a little bit. Hey, look, a line color tap me, man. You know what on this game. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? We are now in Madden 6. This ain't just no game at no low level. Hey, and when you play me in this game, man, you are officially playing the game at the highest level. could probably whole stream back this content. It's Madden, man. Want it. Where you at? Find other buddies. Where else? I want to go. I feel like that. Big red mosquito too. He trying to bite me. He might got the Nile virus in him. Get it. He been flying around. Fight for this dude. So he can maybe get up out of here. Big old mosquito too. Jesus Christ. Lord. Get up out of here. Oh God. Let me say we do some likes, man. I ain't gonna lie. Some likes, man. I know y'all want to see my beautiful face. I know y'all want to see my beautiful face. Let me go. Oh yeah, and another thing, like when I say clean the streets, I almost hear nigga. I don't want to, try to go into that, that type of let's play, that type of characterize myself. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to clean up the stream, man. I said it before and I spoke before upon it. I mean, you don't want to misrepresent things. You know what I'm saying? When you've been a representation of something, you feel me? Especially a brand and what you stand for. You feel me? You want to make sure that you present yourself in the highest essence of what you really truly stand for. That way, ain't with the mass confusion. And sometimes out of boredom, and I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very guilty of out of boredom getting on stream, doing certain things, you feel me, and just putting out just any type of context, you know what I'm saying, out there, any type of content out there, you know what I'm saying, and knowing intentionally what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, with purpose, you know what I'm saying, behind it. Sometimes, it can be strategy. You can give somebody, you know what I'm saying, a rope. But I have to be very careful, you know what I'm saying, that, and it's something you got to think about. You can give somebody a rope, man, and they just might hang themselves. Are you the murderer? Like, if I gave you the rope and you just hung yourself, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful, with, how you, you do certain things. So, we're trying to clean up the stream, giving somebody some negative output, a different, dialect, some different content of how they want to view me from what I stand for, to call hypocrisy upon somebody. I got to be careful. I got to be very careful, you know what I'm saying, what I'm putting out there. But let's get to some of this game. All that was said to say is I'm just at a place right now where I'm trying to clean the stream up. Clean the stream up. Let's get to some of this game, man. Like I said, anybody want to play, make sure that we turn on the sound so y'all can see. Get into game mode. Turn on some of that music too. It's rocking, right? Different instruments. Yeah. It's slow for the ladies. And for the ladies, wait. You just say you don't understand. You mean something for the ladies? Yeah, they can't even listen to rock, bye. Yeah, there's so many. especially when I'm playing Madden. Madden brings out a different side of me. I can't not go loose. Oh God. Oh my God. My Wi-Fi is literally not good. Now I can't do it. It's something I'm very complex about. You know what I mean? But a representation of a turtles of this sound is bad. That was great. That was great.
Here's Henry running left.
I really know how to play this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really genuinely do know how to play this. I ain't really had a chance to really get all the way in my bag.
You know, if you take advantage in the RPO game of a run like that, it only makes the pass that much better.
The Ravens getting their first look inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. Running once more with Henry. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
My favorite Madden team.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again. Some solid running here as he gets him.
I'll tell you why. It's kind of been the same. You know, every year.
Nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
I would call it junkyard today. Junior. That's that. Yeah. You got Shibata. Definitely can't leave Shibata. You know what I'm saying? But these two I saved, you know what I'm saying? You know, cause they some of they some of the ones who actually sparked this conversation. So I got those ones out the way. You feel me? But I think between two, like I said, two streamers, Madden streamers that I feel like pose a high level of inspiration to me. I like their content, I like what they do, you know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely like, you know, what they do. I would say like Shot by Buddha will be one. His content has been consistent.
And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want six.
Definitely, I mean, you know, into his stream, you know, for what it's for. You have to check out his content to see. You know, so like I said, it's been very consistent. You know what I'm saying? And then my boy had a chance to. Ooh, I got hit hard. Gamer first. You know what I'm saying? I love his content too. Man, and that's kind of like where I started my stream off. You know, first talking about, you know, I mean, I'm a tech guy. I'm a tech guy. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that he really embraces into his stream, and he spoke about it, you know, on his stream yesterday about being passionate, you know what I'm saying, about streaming more than he is actually about playing Madden. You know, and I had to, you know, like I said, go to his page and say Gamer First. He's a,
this was the type of start we expected, right? Given the lopsided matchup
for me, showing that passion, you know, his engagement consistently.
Easier said than done, and you know that Kate playing is
I love it. I love it. I mean, especially, you know, starting off. I mean, like, you know, like when you start something off, you feel me? It's been said to me before. I'm gonna give you something to shoot for. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna give you something to shoot for. So. You know, those are some. Like I said, I named Easy 2 times. You feel me? He's a fire streamer. I named Junior. I know it's one guy right now, and somehow he has took the last spot. You know what I'm saying? You know, he took the last spot. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, how you not gonna name me? But you gotta what Facebook should be. Facebook is messy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Facebook is super messy on some of the things that they be doing and how they do it. How you gonna just make me a fan and give me a badge? Like, I didn't ask to be a. They be like, here, yeah, like they just give you a fan badge. Hey, I noticed that how Facebook just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but they give you the option if you want to display you've been a fan. I'm like, hey, it don't matter to me. You guys already gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah, Facebook is messy for that one. I ain't gonna lie. But eyeball, man, eyeball. You know what I'm saying? Eyeball gaming, man. And I don't really want to, you know what I'm saying, tell you what I think, you feel me, on how he became, like, he's one of the best actual, he's a very dominating Madden player, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I see that being dominant in something becomes attractive. Being dominant in something begins to automatically pull you to a place to where you will definitely gain some leverage of following there, just being dominant, you know what I'm saying? And he's a very dominant Madden player, you know what I mean? As well, you know what I'm saying? I like his content. You know what I'm saying? He remind me of the Mr. T, of Madden, man. He's the Mr. T of Madden, man. You know, he ain't kind of played no game at all. He ain't played no game, nobody. But yeah, I just felt like this year. It's first and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know, if anybody ever really wants to see, you know, where my game really was at in this, I gotta lock in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really genuinely have to sit back and be like, okay, bro, I'm locked in. I feel like I deserve this #1 spot right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and everybody's gonna run cheese plays. Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard somebody. In fact, he was Jay Smitty. Oh yeah, in fact, it's funny how I correlate and I put these two together about Jay Smitty, and then I think about I haven't seen this girl streaming in a long time. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying with her. You know what I mean, what's her name? Something. Yeah. Right. Give me that. What's her name? I think something like something Ayala, something Ayala like that. What's the other girl, man? She be on there. I can't even think of her name right now. You like, oh, you can't think of the girls' names, but you know the dudes' names. What's wrong with you? Like, hold on. Give me a second. You know what I'm saying? You put some of this music back on. Oh, beloved mine. Yeah, this soft music on. Y'all, yeah.
Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too
low
for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
Anyway, what I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, that name, you know what I'm saying, what is he doing on his, this monkey riding his dog? What is this? Oh. I ain't got it in line. I got a full screen going right there. Anyway, man, let me get back to what I was saying. Pause this, man. Pause. Let me pause it. I'm also, like I said, about me becoming an electrifying Madden player. You see how I had to precision throw that? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of skill and intent. All right. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So much things going on in the background. And you know what? See, now I'm just thinking about streaming. Things about streaming, the things that I noticed. Gatekeeping. Hold on. I see two of us right now. But if I was really ready to start claiming that dominant position in Madden, I would have to lock in. Like, it's gonna take me some time to sit back. I remember I was talking to one of my homies not too long ago, right? And he was, I don't know if he was trying to like really downplay, you know what I mean, my number one spot, you know what I'm saying? Me being the number one player, in the world in Madden, versus how you have to go about actually being, you gotta devote a lot of time. But it's a lot of skill too, though. I'm like, it's a lot of time, but even though it takes a lot of time, you have to be winning games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be winning games, and a lot of times it's like, say your record don't really too much show a lot. There's a lot of reasons why your record could not be so good. A lot of times we have a bad internet connection. Sometimes I smack him on my own. We do advance at the levels is because the people we are beating. So don't never lose hope of you play a lot of games and like, yeah, I played a lot of games, but the reason why my records, is probably the way it is because of the people that I'm actually beating, where I don't necessarily have to have flawless. Give me that. I don't have to necessarily have a flawless looking record, where I got like some people who just have flawless records, but those are never mind. I'm not about to say exposing the whole Madden community. This is why the dude Jay Smitty, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is why Jay Smitty, he was getting so mad about the game trash. The game is trash. I ain't playing this trash. He was mad. Yes, I'm like, bro, chill out. why are you so hot right now over the game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know people's gonna cheat. People's gonna do, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen, bro, when it comes to running the same play, you see this play right now on the screen right now? This let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. This play right here. This play. You see the play right there? That stretch? That stretch right there? I've been running that play for, and I will explain myself, 30 years, bro. Been running that play 30 years, bro. I'm not gonna stop running this stretch. I'm stretching. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna run these same plays. It's either you gotta know, but you gotta know how to stop all different types of gameplay. You know, I make it easy for you. I make it easy for you. I'm gonna run about 4 or 5 different formations. But trust me, the play is gonna be different every single time. You might see the same play, same formation, but the play different. Yeah, I mean, you know, we got the ability to switch routes and all types of crazy stuff. Anyway, game.
4th and forever coming up. Looking to throw. To the left and wheeled in by Hopkins.
Watch out, baby boy. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I came through with it. I knew what to do with it, you know? Came through with it because I knew what to do with it. And he roughed the pass. Come on, he was just being a little bit too aggressive. He was being a little bit too aggressive. Spit them all, didn't I? Did my ways of the world, strictly to the Yes, man. I heard that. He trying to see, it's a lot of precision that you be having to do. This really did think about actually playing. After all, I am Revedoacha. You know, it's part of it. I'm gonna say it a lot. I mean, I gotta get this deeply embedded within myself. You know what I'm saying? And before I even try to make it sound convincing to anybody else, you know what I'm saying? I have to be very intentional. I have to be very disciplined. I have to be very purposeful about what I'm doing, man. About what I stand for, you know. I just have to be honest. Right within myself. Hey, listen, it's gonna be a journey. A lot of y'all definitely, you know what I'm saying, who rocking with the globe, you know what I'm saying? God gang. First of all, we going God. That's one of the new things that we must be bringing out. You know what I'm saying? We going God gang. God gang. Here's my boy, man, my boy. Shout out to Austin. cool little rap battle too, man. Cool little rap battle. Yeah, he was what was it? Gang gang. He used to be like gang gang, gang gang. I don't know how to play maker. They don't know how to play maker, man. Play this actual song though, you know what I'm saying? Worldly ways. The actual song. Play the actual song. Worldly ways. My ways of the world get strictly to the Lord. And the first shot. Give me that. So man, I go. I go. I took my ways of the world, going strictly to the Lord. I'm like a clam in the pearl. You see me shine, then what I'm for the speak that Christian. No, that mean I'm strong in the box. That mean we're some I go. I'll go there. Yeah. I love that part. I said, you little itty bitty teeny weeny. I had to get real descriptive and real personal when I was talking to that little devil. You know what I'm saying? I had to get real personal. I said, you little itty bitty teeny weeny little devil. Oh. If you don't believe us, let this ministry crack. They say the first will be the last, so you gon' get it in the back. I got a stack back Bible. Hold on, turn this up. I better get here. And I'ma serve it to you jumble, cause you's an itty bitty teeny weeny devil. Trying to sell me out for a bag and trying to feed my people pebbles. I took my ways of the world, going strictly to the Lord. I'm like a clam in the pearl. You see me shine, then what I'm for the spaghetti back Christian. No, that mean I'm strong in the box. That mean where some might not go, I go there casting out lots. I took my ways of the world, going strictly to the Lord. I'm like a clam in the pearl. You see me shine, then what I'm for the spaghetti back Christian. No, that mean I'm strong in the box. This is me. That mean where some might not go, I go there casting out lots. I'm taking it easy like I'm supposed to, boy. I'm rolling with God. I keep my life in order. I know not to get spanked by the rod. Hard head make a soft handle is just the way it goes. You to the land where nobody knows. How many want to get touched and deliver? Will you go back? Or you press to the higher call and I'm falling back in the cracks? I know the facts of the track. I used to be a pimp myself. Christian purring, turning, learning that I really need help. I'll buy myself leading God's people astray. I didn't pray. I finally realized that I was to pray. All by my lonesome, they nibbling and eating me up. I was through the middle in the mirror, yeah, he was all beat. I gotta stop it right there. Well, I have to go back to this one little spot though, because this was hilarious. I said, you little itty bitty teeny weeny little devil. I said, trying to sell me up for a bag and try to feed my people pebbles. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about here? What are we? Give me that. What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Trying to sell me up for a bag and trying to feed my people pebbles. You know? And then, you know, it's another part right here. I love this part too. He said, you know what I'm saying? I can say that, you know, I can tell you exactly where I can say this. Because I used to pray, you know what I'm saying? I used to pray before I used to write, you know what I'm saying, all my lyrics and stuff like that. I used to pray, I mean, God, and you word my hand, you word my mouth, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, when I write this, it'll be for what you want your people to hear. So that's why I can speak pretty much in a third person context, because I used to pray that the Lord, you know what I'm saying? You know, he would word my mouth, he would, you know, guide my hands as I begin to write some of these things. You know what I mean? That's what, you know, you start understanding, hey, it's not mine. it's not mine. But, you know, what I was getting to, it was saying, you get touched and delivered, will you go back? Or will you press for a higher calling? Not falling back in the cracks. You know what I'm saying? It was so much, you know what I'm saying? Because I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, you know, I really was talking about, you know, I think my inspiration, my motivation, you know what I mean, in that place, I mean, where I could see it had to do with, I used to be, you know, real big, you know, with my parents about not being hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Not being hypocrites. And that's, something that I can obviously be able to gravitate to make me, be a little bit more strengthened, you know what I'm saying, and confined in my walk. You know what I'm saying? So what I was saying is once you get touched and delivered, will you go back or will you press to the higher calling, not falling back in the cracks? You know what I'm saying? And that was real subliminal, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up, I'm an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, that's when crack and cocaine and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was real big and prevalent, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my family, in my jurisdiction, you know what I'm saying? Where I came from, it was real big, you know what I'm saying? Right there. So I said, once you get touched and delivered, you know what I'm saying? And I thank God that I can attest, you know what I'm saying, that my parents, you know what I'm saying, they definitely have been walking that walk, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. And once they got touched and delivered, you know what I'm saying, they actually pressed towards the higher calling. You know what I'm saying? They didn't fall back in them cracks. They hold a real strong, you know what I'm saying, reputation about themselves, you know what I'm saying, because people are able to see the transformation. People are able to see, you know what I'm saying, the conversion, you know what I mean, of not just one person, two people, you know what I'm saying, through a marriage, you know what I'm saying, who, has prospered and was, touched and delivered and didn't go back, you know what I'm saying? And then, the way I referenced this and where I know I said, because once you're touched and delivered, when you go back, you know what I'm saying? I said, because I used to be a pimp myself. You know what I'm saying? Furious bird. I said something like furious something, because I spent a lot of words. Something fierce, burning and turning, learning that I really need help. And I said, I need help or something like that. You feel me? And that was some things that I kind of like personalized, you feel me? Because a lot of times, we do like to mimic, you know what I'm saying, a lot of behaviors and things that are before us, things that we see, you know what I'm saying, that's, before us. And we begin to like kind of identify and say those things. So it put me at a place where I was personally at a complex because of what, give me that, don't do that. Give me that. I need that. Here we go. Watch this. I'm good at this, y'all. I'm really good at this. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I kind of like, rested myself. That's how I was able to like, really tell. You know what I mean? But let me let this thing play, man. Before I go on, man. But no worldly ways, you know what I'm saying? This is this song, it's called No Worldly Ways. It's funny that I was thinking about this earlier today, you know what I'm saying? Biblically it said to be friends of the world is to be enemies of God, to be an enemy of God. I'm like, what in the world? And that's when I started having to learn, man, hey, this life ain't mine. Hey, give it to God. Give it to the Lord. I'm trying to clean this stream up, man. Let's go. Up, losing identity, so I wasn't even a friend to me. That's where I was at. That's where I was at. So, and I referenced myself real quick, right? I said, I looked in the mirror. I said the drugs that I was consuming, the man in the mirror, he was all beat up. I said I was losing identity. I wasn't even a friend of me. You know what I'm saying? Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror. You don't even identify. You don't even recognize the person that's in the mirror. And sometimes you'll say that's where it starts. And it's kind of funny how I can bring this back. Because I think I woke up this morning. First thing that I woke up this morning, I was talking to my son. I was talking to a king. You know what I'm saying? In the restroom, and he was looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, you'll start learning. You know what I mean? As you grow up, you'll start learning. You know what I mean? When you look in the mirror, tell yourself affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself daily affirmation. You know what I mean? Speak positivity in your life. You know what I'm saying? So once you start speaking this positivity into your life, you know what I'm saying, you begin to start, gravitating towards, who you want to become. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you can identify to that, you know what I'm saying? And you're starting to grow and, kind of, feed that identity. But imagine going to a place, you know what I'm saying, what I was speaking about right here, the drugs, you know what I'm saying, the alcoholism, all the things that I was consuming. When I looked in the mirror, the identity, I recognized I wasn't even a friend of me. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, mom, it's a lot of, man, let's let this thing play out, man. Let's let this thing play out. Man. No worldly ways, man.
My prayer closet, the water faucet, wash me. Yes, Lord. God's love from above. A truth, redeeming power. Can't think of enough for shoving at the devil's tower. I took my ways of the world, gave one strict, lead to the law. I'm like a clam in the pearl. You see me shine, live what I'm for. Speaking that Christian, no. That mean I'm strong in the box. That mean we're
strong in the box.
I go there casting the lots. I took my ways of the world, gave one strict, lead to the law. I'm like a clam in the pearl. You see me shine, live what I'm for. Speaking that Christian, no.
That mean I'm strong in the box.
That mean where some might not go.
I go. Yeah, there's no worldly ways, man. No worldly ways.
Let me see what about
no worldly ways.
Unknown caller.
No. Yeah, I'm not about to say that right now. Game over, man. I won this one 19-0. You know what I'm saying? You know, I played a good, strong game right here. You know, but just to bring it back full circle, you know what I'm saying? Because this is kind of like how my day, it's kind of unraveling, right? So I was at a place. I mean, let's get to some of these. I guess it's. Go ahead. Get full stream real quick. Let me see. We can get up out of there so we can kind of talk about some of these things. You know what I'm saying? And I do. You know what I mean? I say, you know, definitely want to clean the stream up. You know what I mean? I'm just being more intentional about what I'm talking about, what I'm saying. And, you know, trying to pretty much set a standard, you know, setting a standard, you know, for myself, like I said, as far as what I'm truly a representation of. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little weird. Okay, maybe over here. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. We're gonna go to my normal Kenneth Renard Globe page, because what I'm talking about right here, I'm trying to bring, you know, more, I guess we call it red folder, you know, blue folder, you know, talk type thing. And I don't want to like lose my train of thought, but I did share something with my sister a couple of days ago about this right here that you see, you know, this red folder and this blue folder, you know, conversation. And, you know, God began to speak to me. You know, I actually even shared this today, you know what I mean, to kind of reiterate it, you know, to, you know, my wife today, you know what I'm saying, about things I just don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't mesh very well with, you know what I mean, because I see that back to, you know, not being a hypocrite and then going back to that standard of trying to, you know, clean the stream up, being very intentional about what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? And let's get to my first thought, you know what I'm saying? Because I see some things that's taking place right here that I want to just go ahead and just address, you know what I mean? Like, so in my city, right, you know what I'm saying? I see that I'm from San Diego, you know what I'm saying? You're going to see the San Diego. So I see my city. That way we can kind of personalize, you know what I'm saying? And I got this in my city, you know, in my city, it made me think about this passage of scripture, you know what I'm saying, when they start talking about, I mean, like, you know, how the rose is paved with gold. Anyway, let's get to what I'm saying, what I'm getting to, right? That as a lyricist, you know what I'm saying, you know, in my city, in San Diego, you know what I mean, I'm starting to see certain things, and obviously, you know, I do, you know, like I said, setting the standard and cleaning up the stream, even because of what I stand for, you know, not really, you know, being hypocritical where people can pinpoint, you know, I mean, certain things, you know, about me, things that I represent, things that I say, you feel me, to try to more or less so justify things of themselves that potentially they could be struggling with, you know what I'm saying? So, being an artist, you know what I'm saying? And this kind of like goes to a very complex dialogue, of conversation of how things can be interpreted. So getting to the meat, I'm saying, of what I'm saying, getting to the meat of what I'm saying is that being a lyricist, seeing other lyricists, but the message behind what you're being lyrical about, oh my God. Oh, I wish that I knew goodness well. I knew goodness well, man. I was just saying, I was telling my wife, I was like, hey, look it. The enemy, that devil, he is that little itty bitty teeny weeny little devil. He's trying to do certain things because he wants to try to, and I did share this with somebody today, distract you from your future. He wants to have you looking back. So he wants to confuse you and perplex you in your present. That way you don't get to who you're supposed to be groomed and growing to, the fullness of yourself in the future. So he's trying to distract you, constrict you, and hold you, put all these distractions and confusion in your present by having you look back, make you feel like you ain't worthy, make you feel like the things that you're looking back to was more better than your future. But look it. So being a lyricist, man, because I've been thinking about this, you know what I'm saying, a while, and I'm very careful of what I say, because things that you can say that you can begin to let out in the atmosphere, it's the same thing. It's like law. What you say will be used and can be used against you. Matter of fact, and then how is stated. I mean, biblically, the adversary, he's the accuser of the brethren. So therefore, this is all he's trying to do, is just to cause confusion and accuse you and bring you into the courtroom so he can convict you and have your good words spoken bad about. Having the good that you do speaking bad about it. So me being a lyricist, seeing that there's other artists, and there's an artist that's coming. Matter of fact, I think he might be here today. I believe if it ain't today, I think he might be here today, over this weekend. There's somebody, Hypocritical Hop, and his name is I can't think of his name either. So I can't think of his name either. You know what I'm saying? What's his Hypocritical Hop, D1. You know what I'm saying, man? My brother, man. That's my brother, man. He has this phrase, this slogan called Hypocritical Hop. You know what I'm saying? And he's real big upon the message that you're using, your platform as a lyricist, of how it can be deriving and detouring, people from, just being, glory to God, being more positive, structured people, and, not glorifying pretty much sin, and let's not take away from that and try to, pat it and cushion, what I'm saying, things. But at the same time, you do got to be strategic, what I'm saying, when you are in ministry. Ministry is one, like, and this is what I love about it, I'm saying, you got to be very strategic, I'm saying, in ministry, because you can't just feed something to somebody to where, that's why I say strong meat is for the mature. Everybody can't just handle certain things direct. So some things, you have to, give an indirect approach. I'm saying you have to give some type of cushion. I'm saying you have to Gerber feed. So if I said, I'm being very careful about what I'm saying, and I'm thinking about what I'm about to say before I say it, because once I say it and I release this, then the standard is set. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the difference, of what, we're actually, what we get into, what we talking about, what we get into, and what we talking about, you know what I'm saying, right now, right? So there are some lyricists, and matter of fact, let's go ahead and speak about the positivity of this, you know what I'm saying, in my city, man. And this is real big, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to San Diego, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, you know what I mean, each and every last one of y'all, you know what I'm saying, who has been coming together, you know what I mean, filling in the gaps and trying to make a change, you know what I'm saying, in the culture, especially when it comes to, I'm going to say street life. I want to remove certain words, you know what I'm saying, you know, from this message and as I attach it, because I got to be very careful of how I deliver and how I express this, because if I don't, then things can be easily taken out of context. So that's why you got to sometimes, I mean, you know, it say everybody, this is the word of God, should be slow to speak. Slow to speak. This is why, you know what I'm saying, especially when you are in representation of something, you should be slow to speak. So shout out, you know what I'm saying, you know, to, you know, these brothers, you know what I'm saying, who has been coming together, you know what I mean, in the city of San Diego, making music, you know what I'm saying, you know, to mend things and to patch things together in the city of San Diego. And I'm speaking about my city, you know what I'm saying, you know, right now, because I'm seeing this. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying, you know, and I want to express that. I want to share that. I want to, you know, give honor where honor is due. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, people from, you know, different sections, different backgrounds and upbringings, and, you know, being able to come together and be circumferenced, you know what I'm saying, in one area. That's a big thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So let's definitely, you know what I'm saying? Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up for, you know, you know what I'm saying? For them with that. You know what I mean? That's a real big thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's clap it up for San Diego for that, man. That's a big thing. You know what I mean? You know, y'all looking good, man. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? I want to just continue to tell y'all, keep that up. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I've been talking about. Once you start putting things out there in the atmosphere, you're setting a standard. You know what I'm saying? San Diego, look it. You guys are starting to set a standard, you know what I'm saying, in the culture. You know what I'm saying, of showing that, listen, if people now, I say, I don't want to too much tell y'all story, because this is what y'all got going on, and y'all setting the standard, you know what I'm saying? But when people can reflect upon the past and what that was and to where it's going, man, y'all keep that up, man. Y'all, hey, listen, y'all keep that up. Y'all are on some strong stuff, especially knowing, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to put it out there, especially knowing, man, you know what I'm saying, it was one of the biggest military cities in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the biggest militant cities in the world. You get what I'm trying to say? You know, that's why I talk about that PT boat, 30-second commercial. Yeah, I ain't gonna go there and say that's going to that red folder. We got you know what I'm saying? We gotta get to, you know what I'm saying? You know, we electrifying, man. We gotta, you know, power up. Well, look it, you know what I'm saying? Let's, you know, definitely put this out there, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you guys, like I said, I'm been very careful because that is y'all's story, you know what I'm saying? I ain't too much never engaged in it, so that's why I can't say it's my story. You feel me? I've never talked, you know what I'm saying, you know, from that place. I never been a lyricist from that place. You feel me? You know, when I was doing, you know, what I would call, you know, my red folder, you know, music, you know, it was more the prideful, the egotistical, the power mindset mind, you know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? It was been big Kang, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, my big Kang around this day. Might have some money, some power, man, some influence, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, gotta stay up out of that. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay up out of that red photo. We're trying to clean this thing up. You know what I'm saying? We trying to clean this thing up. You know what I mean? But shout out, you know what I'm saying, definitely to y'all, you know what I'm saying, my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely know who y'all is, you know what I'm saying, from those sections. Coming together with that it ain't an album, it's that song, you know what I mean? You know, coming together with that song. But see the thing is this, when people are able to go back and be like, hey, hey, Revedoacha, he did, kind of chime in, on a song. But just understand, what I'm saying is y'all's story and you're setting a standard and you have to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some opposition. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some things that's going to come up, it's going to take place. But the strong ones, you know what I'm saying, that begin to set that atonement, to set that tone, to set that standard, is for you guys to continue to pass on that baton and continue to grow in that thing, you know what I'm saying? And you guys don't understand, you know what I'm saying, what y'all setting up for yourselves in the future. You feel me? To where, if you begin to, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you get to build a real strong, defined legacy for yourself. You know what I mean? That's more influential and has more value and it has more meaning than anything that, yeah, I'm telling you this, you know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, Revedoacha telling you this, you know what I'm saying? This is something that I'm telling you because I've been and thought about this and I just really just don't know, you feel me? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that I have going on in the background, I'm not going to just really just put out there, right now. But if you pay attention, you know what I'm saying, to what I'm saying as far as like legacy and influence and putting things together, you know what I'm saying, of, being a pillar, you know what I'm saying, in your city, you know what I mean, setting a standard, you know what I'm saying? Like once that standard is set, that's where, you begin to fall into, you know what I'm saying, your most victorious element, you feel me, of, who you becoming, who you becoming of, and I want to say this, of who you truly are. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what I was saying about earlier. You know what I mean? Looking into the man in the mirror and you can't even you don't even recognize that person, you know what I'm saying, because you're not being who you truly are. You get what I'm trying to say? So I ain't gonna really, chime in too much, you know what I'm saying, but I do want to give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, to you guys, you know what I'm saying, coming together with that song, you feel me? With that song, where y'all, starting to set a standard, man, and keep that up. It's a real big, good look. It's a good look. It's a good look, but don't let it just be about looks. You know what I'm saying? Really put some deficit, you know what I'm saying, behind it, put some work into it, you feel me? And now let me get back into it, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the individual standpoint, you know what I'm saying, of being an artist, and my take is where I begin to speak about, D1, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my brother, you feel me? To where I don't have anything against the industry. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything against, you know what I'm saying, people being artists. I don't have anything about, you know what I'm saying, the industry, because I feel like, entertainment is entertainment. And I feel like, people have a hard time of being able to make the distinction, you know what I'm saying, between entertainment and reality. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment is for the pleasure, you know what I'm saying, of being, your, I don't know how you, an arousal, a comfort, a joyous, you know what I'm saying, a feeling. If you call it to take it to where you can identify it as entertainment, sometimes, you can take it and depending on how you're looking at this, you know what I'm saying, there's multiple ways of how this can actually be viewed. That's why I said I'll be very careful of what I'm saying and be very slow to speak, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want, something to be taken and flipped against me because I was speaking about this in this element, in this passage, in this thought, in this train, and I'm only speaking about it from this place, but you, because of how words work, you want to take this and try to make it into something that is not, and I don't have no defense for that because that's not even what I'm talking about. So I don't, we can talk about that, but I'm not gonna let you pair and tie that in, into what I'm saying. So, as far as, some of our individual standpoints, I mean, they're very complex, they're very diverse of who we are as artists, to where I think that what would be good, what would be good is, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, instead of trying to take your entertaining mindset to make it look like it's reality, I think, one good thing that could be done behind this is starting to be more intentional about, listen, this is just entertainment. This is just a craft, you know what I'm saying, that I'm doing. This is just, an expression, you know know what I'm saying, of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that would be the counterparts that is needed, you know what I'm saying, to where it can become the very intervention that is needed to where you can still, write what you're writing. I mean, because we don't really mix up movies for some reason the way that we mix up rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like if it's a movie, you're like, oh, that's just a movie, that's just entertainment, But dude just killed half the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just slaughtered everything and gave real good, strong visuals and probably taught you a little bit more how to do this type of stuff. And they're making way more money than rappers are making. You get what I'm trying to say, but not getting the slack. You know what I'm saying? And well, in a lot of cases they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not as big and prevalent and more direct. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I mean, this could just be. This just me thinking up on it, you know what I'm saying, right now. You know what I mean? I think that, as you are starting to, write these things, I think, why not start setting out that you're like, well, it's not gonna look too real if everybody, half of it we know it ain't real anyway. We know you, buddy. Hey, we know you are anyway. You know what I'm saying? You speak like so. Oh no, man. I probably have to get a little bit more thought. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just real careful about what I'm saying when I'm saying the things that I'm saying. So we can we don't misconstrue the dialect. You know what I'm saying? That's coming from Revedoacha, you know what I mean? But and that was me, you know what I'm saying? Like I can be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Because some people might, well, you in your red folder, you was very, and if you read, if you really paid attention and and I broke down a lot of my red folder music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what you see right there, that whole let's lower, it was my intent behind my red folder was ministry. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, I mean, you got to be very strategically tactful. You know what I'm saying? My intent when I wrote my red folder, I used to pray. I used to ask God. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had to think about, some things I was saying. Like I said, I had a conversation with my sister, about this, you know what I'm saying, the red folder. But it's because I was making it more about me. You know what I'm saying? When I was presenting, this red folder, I was being more about me, but I had lost sight, you know what I'm saying, of it. But when I started writing that music, it was because I was creating this character, you know what I'm saying, of this power source, you feel me, in the music, to where I can begin to grab your attention, through, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that was being said. But then once I had your attention, I can, start. And that's why I go back to my, my brother, D1, you know what I'm saying, because I felt like we kind of, had the same thought, but I think we went about it, some ways very similar. But I felt like, I had matured a little bit, maybe faster than he did with some of this stuff. But he's definitely has matured. I mean, through some of his delivery to where, he understood that sometimes, my delivery is wrong. Yeah, my passion, for being a child of God, for being an ambassador, you know what I'm saying, my delivery, you know what I'm saying, may have came off not as impactful as I wanted to, because I was more or less so speaking from passion, and I think that, that was something that I was, real big upon. So pretty much, that's why I talk so much power. That's why I talk so much riches. That's why I talk so much, because my whole thing was, when it comes to this money talk, when it comes to this power talk, when it comes to, this and having certain, evidence behind it, you're not going to be able to talk that higher than me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm starting to talk about, continents of diamonds, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're all right. I'm done here. Like, what are we talking about? Like, well, hold on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a, my badge is displaying too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see it spinning right behind me right now. You want me, Yeah. Bless him, Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was my whole, point behind it, was becoming strategically tactful in the art of spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Appearing as if I was one of them big bad wolves. You know what I'm saying? But really, beneath everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm sheep. You know what I'm saying? I'm a shepherd, man. And I was and I had to, recognize you can't get consumed. You know what I'm saying? You start getting consumed, you can lose focus, you can lose thought, you can lose, you know what I'm saying, yourself in a lot of this stuff if you ain't really staying focused and disciplined, you know what I'm saying, to it. So, that's why I had to recorrect, and I had to, what I say is why I had to hop in my prayer closet. You know what I mean? I had to get in that water faucet, and God's love washed me. You know what I'm saying? I had, so I can't thank him enough for, coming through and knocking down the devil's towers, you know what I'm saying, in my life. And that's why I be like, sometimes it's just so much, bro. And I be wanting to say a lot, but I'm very, very intentional, you know what I mean, about what I'm saying. I'm very careful because I just know how things are. But look, man, we been having this young dude, you know what I'm saying, right here. I know I said a lot, you know what I'm saying. I know people like, but that's why you gotta chime in. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, when it be like little passages of things that I be talking about and you be wanting me to talk and expound a little bit more on that subject there, that's why you gotta chime in, man. It's never too late, you know what I'm saying, to come in and start, blasting them comments, you know what I'm saying, hopping in my inbox, you know what I mean, and we can have these conversations, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, look, it's a streamline, it's a link, you know what I'm saying, that I can have you linked in, and we can, you know what I mean, we you see the number, we got a live caller right there. There's a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying, especially right now, if there was things, you know what I'm saying, that you want to be very intentional and purpose about, you know what I'm saying, and wanted me to expound a little bit more on, you know what I mean, because it's a lot here, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot here, to begin. But like I said, man, it's right here, I mean, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, you know what I'm saying, to see, you feel me, that people are more passionate about, you know what I'm saying, more than ever, I mean, of doing glorifying music to the kingdom of heaven. I'm going to say it again. People are more passionate in this day and this time where it has become more appealing. Whatever the reasons may be, you know what I'm saying, are getting people more attracted to want to do more powerful, cleaner, lovely music that, you know what I'm saying, embraces and exemplifies and it gives worship to the kingdom of heaven. It's what's needed. Y'all don't understand, you know what I'm saying? When we start talking about we're in a spiritual warfare, listen, y'all. Listen what I'm telling y'all. It's when it comes to these spiritual elements, it's flesh versus spirit. That means we are one flesh down here, no matter how you want to look at it, how you want to try to separate it, you know what I'm saying? But if there is a spirit that's trying to cause and dissension and cause animosity and causing division, that one spirit is working against flesh. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I said, so, I'm happy to see that there are starting to be more people who are glad about doing more praise music, more worship music, you know what I'm saying? And people, the youth, you know what I'm saying, which I'm about to show right now, are starting to embrace it and be excited to do worship music, kingdom building music. You know what I mean? Because it lets me know. It lets Revedoacha know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been doing this. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing gospel music. You know what I'm saying? Gospel hip hop. You know what I mean? For well over. You know what I'm saying? Well over about. I want to go like, because I'm trying to look at some people that I'm thinking about doing music. I'm like, I want to be like, I've been doing it longer than you before you was born. You know what I'm saying? But, a little flex. You know what I'm saying? Look at a little, come on, a little flex. Like a little, you know what I'm saying? Come on. That's what Lord. Nah, man. But I've been doing it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Well over 20 years for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, when I had started, of course we'd have, social media, you know what I'm saying, the way that we have, you know what I mean? Of course, there was more, street music. Everything wasn't done through streams and streaming services, you know what I'm saying? You had to really get out and, do that footwork, you know what I mean? And, passing out, them CDs and, doing it that way. But now, you know what I'm saying, seeing that, it's trending and it's on the uprise, you know what I mean? And this is how it's coming out, man. You already know, man. I get to talking and I know how to, you know what I'm saying? I told somebody, matter of fact, I put on the internet, you know what I'm saying? I'll just be talking about, I'll just be babbling. But look it, man, let's let some of this play, man. Let's let some of this play. Oh. Give it to the Father. 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 You know what I'm saying? Give it to the Father. 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 Give it. I charge y'all with this one right here. I charge y'all with this one right here. Bless the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I charge y'all with this one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I won't be able to go any further, man, because it's one, and I'm gonna have to sit back and think about my man's name for sure. Strong brother, man, been witnessing and been in this walk, you know what I'm saying, with me. We probably came to this thing about the same time. And man, and the Lord's been blessing it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to, I can't think of his name, but y'all know who it is, you know what I mean? Shout out, you know what I mean, to my sis, you know what I mean, Tish, you know what I'm saying? Tish been doing a lot, raising her son up, and little J Mobile, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess the charge is there. We just need to give it more charge, give it more energy. You know what I'm saying? Give it more charge, give it more energy. You know what I'm saying? So that way, you feel me? It could be more of a collaborative thing. You know what I'm saying? To give to the Father, let him work it out. I ain't gonna be on this thing too much longer. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I do definitely want to start cleaning up the stream. You feel me? And, speaking more from, my platform. You know what I'm saying? Speaking a little bit more from my platform, man, where, we can start, getting into this thing a little bit together, you know what I mean? But I just want to chime in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? And, we definitely need to make sure we, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Give it to the Father, man. God got you, you know what I'm saying? I've been, we shout out, you know what I'm saying, Pastor Dr. Ellis, you know what I'm saying? Me and the wife, man, we started this new church, you know what I'm saying, since we've been here in Texas, you know what I mean? And this pastor, man, he's been a blessing, man. He's definitely been, some good fine, fruit, you know what I'm saying, some season, to, my spiritual ears, you know what I mean? And definitely giving me exactly what I, perfectly need, you know what I'm saying? God, you know what I'm saying? You give it to the Father, man, God, you know what I mean? He'll be getting to give it to you. And he was talking about, you know what I mean, worship, you know what I'm saying? Being very intentional about worship, you know what I mean? And, in the kingdom and, seeking his face, you know what I'm saying? And seeing his glory, you know what I'm saying? And the only way you're going to be able to, you know what I mean, to really to see, you know what I mean, his glory is, you know what I mean, you got to give it to him. You got to be in the presence of him, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, like I said, it's a lot, obviously, for us to break down, and I can't start, just doing it in one time. And that's why I have to start being more intentional about when I do start streaming. I need to start scheduling my stream a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? He said trying to get a $20 wager game. Nah, Brody, I must get up off of here, man. I definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The $20 wager game and gambling, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing that I really, want to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, you feel me? Because like I said, when you do start speaking in from these places, you feel me? You want to make sure that your representation is solid. You know what I'm saying? You're giving a good, strong, solid representation, But Nah, man, I definitely, appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the offer, you know what I mean? I'm gonna spare you this $20, man. I'm gonna let you keep this $20, you know what I mean? But you can go ahead and get that $20 too. You know what I'm saying? You go get that $20 to the father, man. Take it to the storehouse. You know what I'm saying? Go give it to the father, man. But I'm also getting off the stream, you know what I'm saying? I'm also getting off the stream and definitely wanna tap in. But like I said, man, Dr. Ellis, I mean, he's, I've been up under him, me and the wife, the family, the kids, you know what I'm saying? It's just been good, you know what I'm saying, to actually see that once you begin to start taking your praises and your requests, you know what I'm saying? Your requests. I mean, he ain't gonna leave you empty, man. God will provide. He will do what he said he gonna do. And one of the last things I can say off of memory that I know that I was speaking about today, God said, he said, I'm a God for I cannot lie. You know what I'm saying? I cannot lie. And that's why you gotta be very careful what you asking him for. You gotta be very careful what you asking him for, But yeah, man, I must be getting up off this thing, you know what I'm saying? I must be getting up off of this thing. But make sure, man, we don't forget to give it to the Father. 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 I need this. I need this. Give it to the Father. Give it to the Father. I need this. Give it to the Father. Give it to the Father. I need this. Give it to the Father. Give it to the Father. Yeah. Give it to the Father, man. Let's get up out of here. How we started, man. Y'all stay good, stay blessed. Revedoacha out. Hey.